Hello, my friends. Coming to you live underneath my son's bed. I'm hiding out in his room because there's just nowhere to be in this house that's not in the middle of everything. It has been a hard week, and I'm sorry for not posting in here. It's just been emotionally heavy out west. For those of you who live on the West Coast, it's just a lot to be just constantly locked down. I feel like California has gone the opposite direction of the East Coast. In fact, I was out today and I saw lots of people wearing two masks on top of each other, walking by themselves, and it just breaks my heart. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about healthy and whole. So I posted a graphic the other day, and let me figure out how to turn the camera around. Give you a little tour here. This is my son's bedroom. He has a nice little view. But this is the graphic that I put in the group. So you can scroll backwards. By the way, he has a loft bed, so I'm not like, it's like got the book. It's not very orderly in here, but that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. But you can go back and look for that graphic because I think most of us have come from some sort of diet culture. And when I say diet culture, that's counting calories, that's counting macros, that's over-exercising, under-exercising, obsessing about our bodies, body dysmorphia, all of that. And that's why finding the peace in the pieces of our fitness journey, our wellness journey, our health journey are so super important. What this graphic is going to help you see are two sides of the same coin. Most of us will be either somebody who has tended towards over-obsessing with your health. So that's looking in the mirror all the time, weighing yourself all the time. Maybe you've had an eating disorder, so you've got anorexia, you've got bulimia, you've got just all kinds of body dysmorphia. Maybe you are someone who obsessively works out. You cannot miss a day, even when you're injured. You're constantly doing more and more and more as the pounds, let's just say you're getting older and the pounds are creeping on, and you're the person who is doing 3 workouts a day, right? Doing excessive cardio. So there's no judgment in that. I think there's got to be awareness in that. So that's the over-obsession category. And then the other side of the coin, the same coin, can be a neglect of the body. A neglect of the body being, maybe you look at body positivity and you say, I'm fine with the extra rolls. I'm fine with the overconsumption. I'm fine with feeling stuffed. I'm fine with my clothes not fitting or having to go up a few sizes. I'm fine with all of that. Why are, and then deflection, like why are all these other people so worried about their health and why are they working out so much and why are they always talking about it? So those two sides of the same coin, or if you want to think about it, two banks to the river, two ditches to the road, they're not healthy. Neither one of them are healthy. You want to stay on that healthy and whole path right in the middle. That's where Jesus meets us. That's where the gospel meets us. And so I'm not going to take long on this because we could talk for hours on this actually, but I love the way that this is written out. So the graphic is actually, I think it's called an acrostic. Is that right? So healthy on the left-hand side. The first thing is Holy Spirit led. When you're healthy, instead of obsessing over your body, you're Holy Spirit led. So when it's time to take a day off, your calendar says rest day, you're saying, Holy Spirit, come, help me lean into that rest. Let me work from rest. What does rest mean to you? Maybe I go for a walk, listening to praise and worship music with my earbuds in, and I'm not trying to run a heavy race, right? E is for eat intuitively. So that's really difficult, right? If you've done the to be mindset for a long time, you're already eating intuitively. You're finding out what those balances are. You're finding out the benefit and the energy that comes with lots of veggies and moderate amounts of carbohydrates, but you're not restricting. So eating intuitively throws out the window macros and measuring and all that kind of stuff, and you're really listening to your body and your body's needs. And so when you're at a birthday party and they're serving cake, you're not saying, I'm not going to have that because I've got to have self-control. If it's something that you're okay with and that's what you want, you're going to have a few tastes or you're going to have a slice, right? So that's eating intuitively, and you're letting go of all that shame and guilt that might come with it. So activity, we've kind of talked about that already, but that's again, another Holy Spirit led event, we tend to think, and we've heard this, I see this all the time on Instagram. I had to go work off the donut. I had to go work off the fill in the blank. Activity is a get to. It is a blessing to move our bodies. It's from a place of Holy Spirit power that we can get up and move, even if we're achy or we're, maybe I've been training for this 5K, doing a lot of running. I'm not supposed to be running. I've got some back issues. And so this week I didn't do any running this week because it's flaring up. It doesn't feel good. So I've done more walking. I've done a lot of walking, even hill walking. I'm still moving. There's freedom in that, right? There's not the burden of saying, oh, I'm a failure because I'm not able to continue with my 5K plan. I'll get back on my plan. But even if I didn't, activity is still activity. So moving your body in a healthy way. All right, lights out. H-E.A.L. L is for lights out. That's the sleep portion. We don't talk a lot about the sleep portion. The sleep portion is incredibly important. We've talked in here, hopefully in this group, I can't remember if we've talked about it, but the two hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, ghrelin being the growling, telling you when you're hungry, leptin being the hormone for satiety, telling you when you're full. When you don't get enough sleep, those hormones are out of whack and you're way off. You will eat way more than you ever thought possible when those hormones are off. So that's something that you want to be aware of. So sleep is critical. And I know a lot of you aren't sleeping in this pandemic craziness election cycle. So make it a priority. Go to bed early. Sleep in if you can. Do what you can to really regulate that for your body. Track. We do a lot of tracking, writing things down. Tracking can also go the other way. So let's say that you're somebody who has been overly obsessing. Maybe you need a break from the tracker. Maybe you need to get back to a little bit more of an intuitive eating. On the other hand, maybe you need to write down and pre-plan what you're going to be eating for the week so that you are confidently walking into that person that you're trying to become, right? Hydration. We don't even have to talk about that. Filling up your water, drinking lots of water during the day. And then making sure that this plan that you are following is all about you. This is not because you saw it in Shape magazine. This is not because a celebrity was doing it. This is not because your best friend has been, carb cycling and she lost a lot of weight and it worked for her. We have to figure out what works well for you. And that's why all of those things are a whole package when it comes to being healthy. Holy Spirit led, eating intuitively, getting activity, lights out, getting that maximizing sleep, tracking what you're doing, hydration, and it all comes back to you, right? On the other side of that coin, you can look at W.H.O.L.E, W-H-O.L.E, and you really have to lean into that. This is where somebody might have been very neglectful of your body. Or like I said before, deflecting, kind of always that negativity mindset. Like, why are they always so obsessed with working out? Can't they take a day off? I mean, I've gone through periods of both in my lifetime. But if you're thinking about the W being wild vulnerability, but actually allowing God to work in your heart, convicting you if maybe there's some sin in your heart, some ways that you're putting a stop to the good work that he wants to achieve through you. So being wildly vulnerable, that's what groups are good for. I wish you guys would talk more in this group. That would be great. H is for honest with self. If you're honest with yourself, that self-awareness, not necessarily in the worldly perspective, but when you're saying, here's who God created me to be, I know his design for me. I am designed to be creative and healthy and energetic and serving others. When you're honest with that, where are you putting a speed bump, not a road bump, a speed bump, all right? O is for old habits. We all have them. We all have them. But being honest with those, what are those old habits? It used to be for me. And actually, I can say with confidence right now, it's not... this doesn't hang me up. I still love corn chips. It used to be that blue corn chips. I remember eating an entire bag, like opening the bag, eating the bag, having no memory in between, right? The top and the bottom, the whole thing. Not a healthy habit. And it was something that was really, if they were in the house, I was going to eat them. It's not that way anymore. I can have them in the house. It's not as much of a temptation. I still enjoy them, but I'm okay to have a couple, right? To get that crunch and that salt. Old habits, be aware of them. Where do you fall into a snare, an old habit snare? L is for lean on the Lord. You see that, on one side, you've got Holy Spirit led. On this wholeness side, you're saying lean on the Lord. search the scriptures, be accountable to people in this group. This is what this is all about. And then E being enjoy the execution, right? Sometimes we tend to think of working out or being mindful of what we're eating, getting that movement, taking the sleep, drinking the water. We think of all of that as just we have to. It's drudgery, right? But if you can enjoy the execution of those things, you will reap wild rewards from that. You truly will be healthy and whole. You truly will be in that middle path, in the river, in the water. Actually, let's take it to the river. Like, that's a great analogy because Jesus, living water, right? That's what he is. You want to be immersed in that. You want to have your boat in that. You want to be sailing through the water, right? Not stuck on either bank, not obsessing, not neglecting. You want to truly be healthy and whole. The only way to do that is to stay in the water. So I hope this is helpful. Do me a favor, comment below. Tell me, are you a former obsessor? Are you a former neglector? Give me some examples of what that looks like and share with me, because I think we all learn more from seeing that we're not alone. We have someone that's just like us, right? And that we can be redeemed, we can be restored, and God is a God of restoration. So love you guys. Happy Thursday, and we'll talk more in the group.